conversationers. I decided to come back this week just to talk a little bit about bitterness because I think that we need to understand that there's an art to bitterness. And the art to bitterness is getting over it. Now, I know some of you may say that sound easy, but it's just not that easy. A lot of us think about, what we've experienced and what has brought us to the point of this bitterness. And I was just having a conversation with a friend and we were talking about it. And what we talked about was how, and this is true, and you won't know it unless you've gone through it. When you are getting over bitterness, it is almost as if this weight has been lifted off of you because you no longer harbor this particular hurt or bitterness against this person or this thing, so to speak. So it's like the weight of the world has been lifted because you're no longer bitter. And it's not about closure or going to that person and asking for forgiveness or expecting forgiveness or to be forgiven. It's just about moving on and doing what's best for you and thinking about you and allowing doors of love, light, and opportunity to open because you just don't harbor bitterness. Because bitterness is a weight. It's a weight that brings you down. It's a weight that makes you sluggish. It's a weight that takes up time in your mind and in your heart. And you don't want that. You want to be free of it. Because when you are free of it, you let go of that load. And then your load becomes light. And you're able to float like you're floating on a cloud because that bitterness no longer weighs you down. It's hard to fly when you have bricks on your wing. But when you release those bricks off of your wing, it's easier to fly. It's easier to gain flight because you feel lighter. So one of the things you want to get through, I don't want to say get over it because some people are just not over some things, and it takes time for some to get over it. It does take time. You have to allow time to do the work, but you also want to be able to feel as you heal because you cannot heal unless you feel. So you want to put in the work in 2022. And how do you do that? You focus on you. And these are just some of the conversations we're thinking about in 2022. Until then, be well.